Hey, this is Joe Castiglione, and you're listening to Not Another Sox Podcast. Can you believe it?
Yankees suck! Yankees suck!
Buenos noches, amigos, and welcome to another episode of Not Another Sox Podcast. I am Jack Webster here with our producer, Ian Doran, coming at you live from Providence, Rhode Island.
Shalom.
Fellas, what the fuck?
Sorry, listeners, for all your ears. Thank you for joining us again, even though we tend to do that a lot, but it's okay. We are allowed. Jack, how are you feeling? I take that to mean, is that good? Feeling really good? Yeah. Long, windy good is what you're feeling right now. Really, 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 really good. That good, huh?
That pretty much sums it up.
It's been a fucking week and a half of baseball, hasn't it?
Man, it kind of almost feels like that one 30 Rock bit, like, man, what a week, huh? Lemon, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Where, like, how are we only 10 games in this fucking thing already, and it already feels this horrible?
Are you keeping the faith?
Yeah, of course. You know, it's a big picture. It's,
You're a pervert.
These 2-8 runs could happen at any point during the season, I keep telling myself. And, you know, it's not only the 2-8, it's just the way we're playing and the way we're losing these games.
How is that?
The same bullshit.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay.
Yep. So, you know how the team has been bad the last 5 years or so? And you know all
Yes.
the problems that they've had with fielding and bad pitching and untimely hitting?
Yeah.
And we thought we solved some of those?
Yeah.
It's gone worse.
Oh. How is it? But
It's gone worse.
oh man, but they spent the money on a team.
They did, and somehow they still fucked it up. For now, you know.
Acknowledge Christy in the chat. Ian looks handsome today. Acknowledge it.
Yeah, no, you're all dressed up.
Thank
but,
you.
Yeah,
I
no
ran a
comment
meeting
about me, I
today.
guess, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, that's because you're not handsome.
Yeah.
You're not wearing the tie. I should leave it up there.
Yeah, no, yeah, just leave it up there the whole episode. Might as well at this point.
Ian
yeah.
handsome. Yeah, I mean, no one's coming to watch the Red Sox.
Yeah, no, thank you for everybody tuning in right now. Hopefully, you know, we're doing a rare game recording here
yeah.
because we didn't want to do one after the game, and you know, I have a feeling it's going to be more bullshit today, so I don't even want to talk about it.
You
So,
had me at
yeah.
we didn't want to do one.
Yep. There we go.
I agree. It's like, you know what? 10 games in, we got another 152 to go. But I'm just saying 2 and 160 is still on the table.
Yeah, no, that's very much on the table, if not likely with the trend that the Red Sox.
You
been
mean
going.
playing bad.
Yeah, playing bad. Yeah.
Playing badly.
It's not getting any better.
And the 2 wins are from opening day, and the 8 losses are from every other day of baseball.
Exactly. We need, you know, like those signs that like treat every day like it's Shark Day or Shark Week. We need that, but just for opening day. Treat every day like it's opening day. Have some beers in the middle of your Friday afternoon, and I think things will get better. I think we all need to just act like it's opening day for the Red Sox.
So we'll rewind a little bit. We got clocked by the Astros. For some reason, we're still pitching to Yordan Alvarez. Don't know why we're doing that.
Literally just intentionally walk him every time.
Yeah. Just pull a Garrett Cole, put him on first, and be done with the whole problem.
It's so funny because like they kept showing the graphic every time it's up. It's like, yeah, nobody's ever destroyed a team like Yordan Alvarez destroys the Red Sox.
He does. He hates us.
It's so funny that it's just like, no, this is an all-time bad decision that you're pitching to him right now, and he made us pay for it every single time.
Yeah. Yep, he did. But you know what? That's what you get when you're an idiot like the Red Sox. Got swept by the Astros. Then we had the Padres series, our first home series. We won on the home opener. We lost the other two for no fucking reason.
Yeah, no, that's goes back to the same old bullshit that I was referring
that's what you were
to at the
saying.
beginning of the episode, where vibes were very low heading into the home opener. You know, we were 1-5.
Yep.
We just got swept by the Astros. None of those games were really close from what I remember either. I think we got mollywopped.
No, the
enough.
Astros, I think we had 1-8, 2-9, and then
The last one was like the last one on the getaway day. It was 6-4.
Yep.
And so that one was kind of close. You know, you had that Roman homer in the 9th, but it just did not feel good not beating a team that's probably worse this year than they were last year with the Astros. You feel like you should have gotten out of there at least with one win.
Yep.
If you go out of there 2-4, you win one of those, you're like, all right, rough start, but hey, whatever, you know. Sometimes the cards fall that way, but it being 1-5, and then the recent turn of events too after everything, it was a bad feeling. We still never really got an answer why Carlos Narvaez got benched one day.
Yep. And
that also kind of just set the mood for how the season was going to at that point. Not worried about it. I'm actually glad it wasn't an injury. These things happen. Hopefully it's not a repeated thing like Alex Verdugo. So that I feel like we're just going to forget about, if most people probably already have. So,
and I think you bring up a really important point and really important trend between all of those series, right? Is going back to the Astros and in the Padres series. Now we're seeing it in the Brewers. Is the pitching just doesn't look stellar. I would love to get to that, but I'm curious if you mentioned the Roman Anthony home run because of your fit check for today.
I didn't, but yeah, we finally got this in from DHgate, and it's pretty nice. We got the Team USA, the blue alternative ones that they wore, and honestly, for DHgate, this feels very close to what you're getting with Fanatics anyway. So you get all the patches. It actually kind of feels like it's sewn on. And then, yeah, we got the nice number 3 Roman Anthony on the back. And I do like number 3 for him on the national team. Obviously, 19 is very cool on the Red Sox, and number 3 was already taken. But, this will be making some appearances at Fenway this summer for sure.
I think it absolutely should, especially as we get more out of Roman Anthony. We're 10 games into what should be his first full season with the team.
Yeah.
But to speak on the pitching, Ranger Suarez so far in his 2 outings has not been excellent. He looked better in his start earlier this week or against the Padres, or was it the Brewers?
It would have been in the Padres,
I thought
that would
so.
have been the Sunday game, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Looked better against the Padres, but eventually, fell apart. Brian Bayo, his whiffs, his swing and miss right now is off the charts, but he's only going 4 innings, and he's not giving you a really competitive chance right now. He's still letting guys on. Very uncharacteristic outing from Crochet. Sonny Gray's been okay. It's just Connolly early, for where he started and where he is now, looks as good as you could want him to look.
A little shaky the other day, but that's fine.
Yeah. But this pitching is not carrying you the way that you had thought they were going to. Do you think that's a long-term scenario that we should be keeping an eye out on, or do you think that all of these guys are going to kind of bounce back to their old selves?
Well, it's only been 2 turns through the rotation, obviously, and you've gotten some mixed results. I'm not worried about Crochet at all. That pitch that Carlos Correa hit out for that 3-run homer, which was the dagger, that was just, good hitting in that case. So,
sure.
Hopefully, we see him rebound later tonight. If you're listening, I'm sure he's going to throw a no-hitter tonight. So
100%.
We'll have to re-record this whole thing after that.
Yep, can't wait.
Yep, can't wait. But anyways.
Honestly, if he does throw a no-hitter, does that warrant an emergency pause?
Yes.
I feel like it does.
At least like a 15, 20-minute thing, yeah.
Yeah, hey, no-hitter. We just say that for 15 minutes, and that's the pod.
Exactly. So I'm glad that we're already jinxing it like half an hour before the game.
He's going to pitch a perfect game.
Yeah.
Man, this game sure is perfect, what he is doing.
Yep. No, we're just going to have the countdown tonight on our Twitter, like 26 more outs to go, 25 more outs to go for the perfect game.
Yeah. 24
man.
Oh, man. That would be an insane thing for us to do if we just did a countdown to the amount of outs they are to getting to a perfect game.
Yeah, I believe in Garrett Crochet to pitch the perfect game that turns the Red Sox season around tonight.
You do know we're playing the Brewers, right?
Yeah, whatever.
I think the only thing that stands between the Brewers and a title is the Dodgers, unfortunately. And the Dodgers are the only thing standing between anyone and a title.
That's true. But anyways, back to what you were saying about the starting rotation. So obviously that was like our number one strength heading into the season, and it has not shown up so far, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about Gray, who actually had a pretty good start on opening day, and I'm not worried about Ranger yet. It did not look very good when he was facing the lineup second, third time through around. So I'm hoping that, the more the season goes on, he lengthens out, and he was putting on a performance defensively, at least. So there was that.
Yep.
So I'm not worried about either of those guys yet. And Connolly early, it was a cold day. What was that? The Saturday game.
Yep.
He walked a few guys, but still, kept us in the game. I believe it was Greg that blew at that game again.
Shocker.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, I am surprised.
So I'm not too worried about that. The stuff was down, but he's still going to be very good. And then, honestly, I know Bayo, he's gotten some more whiffs, which is good, but it just always feels like such a tightrope walk with him where, the game against the Astros, he, got out of a few jams, like one run here, one run there. But, like, you look at that whip, and it's like 2.5. Right now, like 2.5 guys are reaching each inning against him on average at this point. And the fact that, he was able to get out of it 3 innings in a row on Monday night, and then, it finally did blow up for him, and Danny Cockenballs didn't do any favors either, and the defense didn't do any favors either.
Yep.
But, like, it was only a matter of time before, it was gonna, or the Brewers or whoever you're facing is going to capitalize on, some of those runners in scoring position and everything. And then especially when we're making our own mistakes and there's double plays that should be turned and they're not even being converted into outs, and just, bases loaded walks and
wait, I think I've heard this one before.
I know, right?
Where have I seen these Red Sox in the past?
So I think I'm not, same thing. It's only been 2 starts, not too worried yet, but especially kind of having this similar season last year where, you look under all the hood stuff and there was some red flags, and now those red flags are kind of coming out a little bit. We'll have to, hashtag wait and see, but
hashtag wait and see.
But the thing is, we do have depth. We do have Peyton Tolley shoving. We do have Patrick Sandoval who's rehabbing. Cutter Crawford's coming back, and most likely some of those guys will be in the pen. Oviedo, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, that one wasn't good. Yeah.
No,
we didn't even talk about that. Yeah.
No, I don't think we need to, because I think he comes back this year. And also, like, I don't know if it's like a phantom IL after seeing an outing like that, and you're like, he needs 15 days to like tweak his
When you're
stuff.
seeing an actual elbow specialist, that's when.
Oh, I didn't realize how far it had gone.
Yeah.
Bummer.
So we'll see. Hopefully, and at the end of the day, it's not like Oviedo was gonna make or break this team either way.
No,
like if you got a good amount out of him, that would have been great. But it's not like we can't get that same production out of some of the other 12 starters that we
honestly
have.
Yeah. Brian Bayo, for example, Cutter Crawford, maybe Patrick Sandoval, Peyton, all the guys that you just said. So I mean, in theory, we have a depth of pitching.
Yeah.
And I God fucking hope we have a depth of pitching, because if I see another year of pitching injuries and you pull guys up and they're good for 2 games and then you got to send it back down and then we're losing games because no one's fucking paying attention, I just feel like I've seen this team before.
Yeah, no, like I was saying, it just feels like the same old bullshit, but somehow even worse. Because, you thought you fixed the problems, but you didn't.
You know what pissed me off the most is that for 4 innings the other day, we were getting eaten up by Walker Buehler. For 4 innings, curveballs, swing and misses.
Yeah.
The team just was not getting good contact. And then we started to get to him after, into the fourth inning. But
There was some tightrope walking for him too. He had a lot of walks, but we just weren't able to capitalize at first.
yeah. We kept swinging and missing at that curveball he was
And it was the
throwing us.
third inning when we scored some runs. So the first time through the order, he got out of it. But
Sure.
the second time through the order is when we really got to him.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess to me it's just kind of a reminder
So
that
he did not get 4 innings. He got 2 innings.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But to me, it's a reminder that there's still an offensive problem. If you can't take advantage of guys like Walker Buehler, who signed a minor league deal before making it to Major League camp, a guy we had last year who had like some production here and there, but ultimately not a lot.
No.
There is still an offense problem on this team.
No, absolutely. And it just doesn't feel like we're putting our best team on the field every single night consistently either.
Yep.
So we've already had some lineup changes. I mean, you needed to get Trevor Story out of that number 2 hole because he has not done anything this year.
It is April.
It is April.
Trevor Story, and it is April.
Yeah, Caleb Durbin hasn't done anything so far this
Right.
year. Cedon Rafaela has not done that much this year. Yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm not saying like the sample size is too small. What I'm saying is the trend is Trevor Story playing baseball in April.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just need to like put him in a Futurama-esque like cryo chamber and just like skip him forward to June.
Yeah. Him and Bayo too, who
Yeah.
has been known to have really strong second halves. Need to put him in that cryogenic chamber. Send him to June.
Yeah, they can hang out with Ted Williams' head.
Side note, did Giolito sign with anyone yet?
No, I don't know how he has not. But
That blows my mind.
I think there might be some medical things that, are not public knowledge, but if I had to guess, a team has tried to sign him and then he went to the doctor and he's like,
Doctor
these
was
aren't
like,
arms, this is spaghetti.
These are glass.
Yeah. Oh man, your arms are made out of pickles.
Well, my official prediction, I think now that Horton is out for the year for the Cubs, hopefully Giolito goes there. But
Hunter Brown also just went down for the Astros.
yeah, after
they could definitely
he
use
murdered
him.
us,
Yeah.
after he murdered us to death.
Yeah, he's like, okay, never mind, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm taking my pension. I'm out.
Yeah.
I want to have more faith in this team, and frankly, I think this team is better than how they are performing right now. Obviously,
I don't
right
think they
now,
could be worse than how they're performing right now, which is the worst
Don't
team
you
in
fucking
baseball.
tempt them. Don't you tempt
Yeah.
them like that. They can't be worse. Yeah, they can.
And now watch us have the perfect game thrown against us.
Yes.
From
Oh, yikes.
whoever's pitching. Oh, the men's. Yeah.
could.
So that's also not good.
Sorry,
Yeah.
we were talking about Trevor Story, Cedon Rafaela, Caleb Durbin, all guys still looking to hit their strides, I think in more ways than one. Cedon's missed a few plays in center field for the first time ever, I think.
Yep. No.
Caleb Durbin, too, has made a few wonky plays at third. Trevor Story has missed a few things at short. Like, did we fix the defense?
It doesn't feel like we could fix the defense until we actually put our best defensive team on the field, which is Marcelo Meyer at short. And I feel like we've already made our bed and we're sleeping in it. Not only just for we're not going back on our thing, but now you can't just like move Trevor Story over there. He hasn't gotten any game reps there in 3 or 4 plus seasons. I'm not worried about Meyer at transitioning over to shortstop or anything, but when you like say that you're committed to this thing and you're not fully in, then the cracks in the armor are going to come through. Like all of the leaks in the dam are starting to break already, where you're like, oh, this will be fine. We'll duct tape it. And that did not solve the problem.
Meme of guys slapping tape on a leak.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
It literally feels like that, except it's not working. Unlike
So-
Flex Tape, our sponsor for today.
Flex Tape. God, I wish. You think they'd give us money?
No.
Hey, Flex Tape CEO, we know you're listening. We would love to market your product.
Yeah, now give us money.
I'm going to kind of push back on that a little bit because I've been seeing this take a lot, right? The fix is move Meyer to short and Story to second or Story to DH or even Story to first I'm seeing, right? But
Story to first is very funny to me.
it is. How tall is he? Well,
He's tall enough. He's 6 foot.
yeah, now with the ABS system, he's what, 5'4"?
Yeah.
That's a funny joke if you know the ABS system. If you don't, shoot us a message or don't. So the reason they're not putting Meyer at short is because you have zero data for Meyer playing big league innings at the most premier defensive infield position. And I have seen this team without a shortstop. I am taking as close to zero chances as possible to put anyone other than a proven shortstop at shortstop. So,
but is he proving it?
He
Last
has.
year, the defensive numbers were still below average.
By what, 1 DRS?
No, I mean, in terms of outs above average, he was -9.
Was he really?
He was. He was bad.
I don't think he was. I think he was -1.
I mean, if only there was a way to look this up. But,
yeah, you know what? I can start pulling that up from my end here.
Yeah.
But why would you put anyone at short that's not a shortstop? And maybe you can.
I mean, Meyer is a shortstop.
He is.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But Trevor Story is a shortstop in the big leagues. You're not going to try a new person there, even though he is a good and proven shortstop. Like, the difference between exit velocities of 80 for your AAA players and 109 from O'Neal Cruz.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see that. Let me see. What are we taking a look
Trevor
at?
Story savant page from.
No, I don't think that's
Yeah.
right. I don't think that's right. I'm pretty sure it's wrong. It might not be. But anyway, to get back to everything. Yeah, I just don't think Craig Breslow, Alex Cora, anyone is going to take chances with anyone who's not a shortstop there. And I think Meyer just doesn't have enough data that without a blowout season.
So you're never going to get the
there.
data because you're never going to move him over?
No,
Yeah.
you're going to put him there when Story's not playing there. I totally agree, but you can't just say, you know what, we're moving Story off a short because we want to.
I think that should have been the plan from the beginning, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
But you can't do it now because now you can't. But, I mean, in terms of, the data, there's still the full StatCast throughout the entire minor leagues. We know so much more about all of these guys than we ever did before. And I think Roman Anthony's actually kind of the poster child for, that analytically driven decision making in the minor leagues, since people forget at the start of 2024, maybe 2023, he was really struggling in Greenville, but all the, under the hood numbers in terms of his defensive metrics and batting and batted ball data were suggesting that he should be really good. And I do believe that, the metrics on Meyer, do look good in terms of his range and his arm, which in terms of Trevor Story, the range actually looks fine. It's the arm that looks spaghetti. And that's what makes me think he would probably be a bit better at second base, where you don't have to make those long throws. I don't think he would necessarily be good at third base, and I don't think there's really, a need for him to put him at first base, which always made me laugh even last year. But in terms of, consistency out there, I mean, this was a guy where he barely played at all until this last season. And even then, you could have some mixed data. There's no perfect defensive metrics out there either at the end of the day. But he, they were definitive on, making Story the shortstop. And the Red Sox, they will never go back on their word or where
They will not,
yeah.
except for Jordan Hicks, which they were right about doing that.
They were right about, yeah.
Yep,
So,
continue.
yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
But is that going to fix every single problem on the team either, just doing that one move? No, it's not. And it's already too late for it anyways. You would have to kind of, do a lot of prep if you were looking to do it at the end of the day. But it just feels like, all around, it's the same bullshit is kind of, the point that we're really making here.
I do want to say you are right. According to Fangraphs, the outs above average was -9 and DRS was -7 for 2025 for Trevor Story at shortstop.
So bad.
Yes, they were not good.
A lot of that came in September from what I'm remembering too.
Did it really?
Yes.
I thought it was April when Campbell was playing second.
It was probably both.
I sure.
Yeah.
Little sandwich.
But I think there was, to his credit, I think there was just a lot of late season fatigue from him too.
Yeah, of course.
From not playing 120 plus, nonetheless 150 games or whatever he ended up doing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if they wanted Meyer at shortstop, that you're right. It should have been the plan in spring training. I think minor leagues data is skewed because, again, exit velocities for players in minor leagues versus major leagues is very different.
Yeah.
And you look at players like Bobby Dahlbeck, king of spring, minor leagues champion, even Christian Campbell to a degree. Blaze Jordan was excellent in the minor leagues.
He's doing it right now, yeah.
Is Blaze Jordan?
He's tearing it up. Everybody's focused on James Tibbs, but yeah, Blaze Jordan's also killing
everyone's focused on James Tibbs because, oops, fuck that one up again. Kyle Harrison, good now. David Hamilton almost died last night, also good now.
Yeah.
That's a different conversation, but I think I would love to see Meyer at short, but that's not a decision you can make until you are so far ahead in your games that you can take a risk with no major league data, or you put him there when Story is a day off.
I was going to say, like, I feel like Story could have used a day off either yesterday or today.
Or
then
tomorrow.
Or, we'll see. But actually, tomorrow makes a lot of sense because it's day game, travel day, essentially 2 days rest. So.
Yeah.
Hopefully you see it then. But
We'll see. The infield continues to be a problem, I think is what you're saying.
That's the main issue. Other than first, Wilson Contreras has looked pretty good there.
He has. And you know what?
That's nice having a good, and second base. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
And second base for the most part has looked good. You're curious about your shortstop and third base. And second base to a degree, I don't think you should have anyone but Meyer starting at second base for any reason, period.
No, well, unless if it's, I do want him to get some more chances against lefties. He had a nice big 3-run homer. Was that opening day? And I think that was against a lefty.
It was against a lefty.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that, goes a long way to earning playing time. So I think in terms of, not overdoing Meyer at the same time, too, like the Red Sox are famous for kind of starting off in platoon roles, but he'll have his chance to play there every single day, and he'll be coming off the bench even when he doesn't necessarily start a day against a good righty coming out of the bullpen, and they don't want IFK or Andrew Monasterio getting those at bats. So he's gonna get there, I have no doubt about that. And especially with the defense and hopefully hitting lefties, that's gonna come sooner than later, like kind of like Roman last year.
Yes,
like at a certain point they were like a month in, they're like, whatever, you're good,
go get him. Right.
Yeah.
Same with Wilyer Abreu. Right now they're letting him hit lefties. He's doing good. Jarren Duran to a degree has improved against lefties as well. So I mean, I think the platoon extends the lineup. You essentially play with 11 or 13 guys rather than the same 9 or 10 guys. But I think there's something to be said about putting your best foot forward, whatever that looks like.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know the Red Sox know where their best foot is right now.
No, they don't.
Especially when you have the 5 outfielders still, and Massa is raking right now. And you got to find a spot for him. And, you still want, Wilyer in there every day, and you still want all those guys in there every day, realistically. So that's a whole nother conversation, but
I agree.
Does not. We'll see how it all ends up shaking out.
Yeah, you want your team to play better, and I definitely want to get to this before we go to break. And I'm kind of like hijacking the camera on this one, but the most infuriating thing about being 2-8, other than this team isn't looking great, offense isn't looking great, defense, we're seeing a lot of similar things. Other than that, the team keeps doing this, is that even though it is early in the season, these games fucking count. And that's why I was saying in our group chat the other day, like, the reason the Rays have made the playoffs in years past when they have no business making the playoffs is because they win games early season and then they die out. But if they wrap up 40 games right away, those 40 games still fucking count. So they can limp another 40 or 45 games and make it to the playoffs. So if your team is starting 2-8, you have an uphill battle. You have to get all of those games back and then some. You can't rely on your early games so you can get rest later.
Absolutely, no. And you look at the Fangraphs playoff odds, and it's still early, and it's not going to be 100% accurate.
Yep.
We started the season roughly a 60% chance to make the playoffs, and that's already down to like 40 or 42%.
Oh,
like we are,
son of a bitch.
That's already like a major punch to the gut, where you're 5.5 games back of the division, and nobody's really going out there and taking it so far. And we could be talking in 2 weeks, and they go on this great stretch, especially now that we're facing the Cardinals and the Twins. I'm
glad you know that. I was going to ask what our next stretch of games is, but Cardinals and Twins
we've been
is good.
facing good teams too. Let's also not forget that.
Yeah.
We have been facing the Reds, who are a playoff team, the Astros, who just missed the playoffs,
Brewers,
the Padres, Brewers.
Yeah, Padres are good. Brewers are good.
These are 4 good teams still, even with the Astros kind of being a little worse than last year. But we need to take advantage of some of these bad teams too, and we need to take advantage of some home games too. We still got 2 against the Brewers, where I feel like, let's say we win the next two. I feel like everything's kind of back in order, but like, let's say we keep tail spinning to like, let's say 3-12. Like we go on like another 1-4 stretch. That's when I'm really gonna start to be like actually worried about like do we even like have an extra like 8 games in us just to like make up to reset?
Yeah.
Essentially, since that's a big swing of things.
Yeah, big swing. You want to see more big swings from more people. But we're right at about the half-hour mark. Why don't we head to our break? We'll come back. We'll do a little extra mustard, see what we saw this week and what we like. So any guesses as to what we are seeing on break?
Flex tape.
Right. Yeah, you're right. That one was served and volleyed. Let's go to flex tape. Man, he sure flexed that tape on the water.
He made a whole canoe out of it.
Whoa! Did you ever make a duct tape wallet as a kid?
No, I don't think so.
I did. I kept that thing for 5 days, and then I lost it. Yeah, I was like, don't forget, kids with wallets are not good ideas.
No,
they're not.
That's why you should put all your credit cards in cash and Social Security cards.
Yeah, funny prank. Everyone pull all of your money out of the bank right now.
Oh, man.
Everyone, all of it. Pull all of it out.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back from our break. Of course, we're going to go into one of our newer segments, one of our more enjoyable favorite segments. We're going to go to a little extra mustard.
A little extra mustard.
So, a little extra mustard. We wanted to look at and recognize some of the guys that maybe put a little extra energy behind a play, something that they did really well in one moment or another. Did you have your extra mustard pick for this week?
Yeah, I did. And then one of our fans, who was it again? We'll start
absolutely.
Off with theirs
Why don't we start with that? So one of our fans of the show, Cameron, submitted his little extra mustard to Giovanni Moran for going 3 innings, which...
kept us in that game.
He did. At what, 50 pitches too? That's a lot for a reliever.
Yeah, and being able to even just get up and down that much for a guy that we, we're figuring would make the team without any options remaining, but he's deserving a spot on this team. Mm-hmm. He's showing that he's the go-to lefty right now more than Danny Cockenballs.
Right.
Yeah, so very glad to see him doing well. He was going to be my pick, but I changed it after I saw that. So we have somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Cameron, thank you for submitting your take. Giovanni Moran got a little extra mustard from Cameron. Sounds like you have a take. Who gave it a little extra mustard?
The only guy that won a game this week, Sonny Gray.
Okay, sure.
6 innings, 2 runs, and those 2 runs probably shouldn't have scored there. I think one was the Sadon dropped fly ball in center field, and that let like 2 runs score essentially, or wouldn't have scored if it wasn't for that. No walks, which felt like a big thing. Only a few Ks, but he showed that this is the pitcher that we got. This is a guy that is going to win you ball games, and I know wins and losses don't matter that much in the categories that much anymore, but that felt big. Imagine if we didn't have that start and we were like 1-9. Like even imagine that.
Whoa, crazy. That's a wild take. See, you're gonna go with our boy Sonny Gray for his performance on opening day.
Yeah.
You know what? I like that. I'm excited to see more Sonny Gray. Just because I love Sonny Gray. There, I'll say it. I love Sonny Gray. My pick for this week for a little extra mustard, I went Jarren Duran for his play in left field where he had this high jump, caught the ball, and then slammed into the green monster. I thought that defensive play in particular, not only did he do a full extension to catch the ball, but with no regard to his safety, just went back first right into the wall. So I went Jarren Duran as giving that defensive play a little extra mustard.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. For people that listen to the show, I am a fan of Duran. I am a fan of Duran's art, not a fan of Duran's being the artist.
Yeah.
So I personally think he does more for this team than not on this team. And I think that leads me into what I want to talk about right now is Masataka Yoshida.
I love talking Masa. Let's do it.
Yeah. He is doing a lot for this team.
Yeah.
That's it. That's kind of the point.
It's it's bad when you look at the lineup and he's not in there right now because he has been one of your best bats, getting on base, working walks, not striking out.
Yep.
Even playing a little bit of the field too, since Roman Anthony forgot how to field. So that different discussion. I'm sure we'll get to that. But yeah, no, Masa, you need to find a way to get him in every day at this point. But he is probably our most consistent guy, not named Willie Abreu right now with the bat.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Yes, the answer is correct. Yes.
Exactly. So, I mean, I feel like no matter where this team ends up, and it's way too early to start thinking about it, but at the deadline, if all these outfielders are still here, a team might actually take a chance on him. Like, he's earning...
Yeah.
He's $18 million is not as much as it used to be.
It's not.
And, if he's hitting like this, even with poor defense and, like, DHing half the time, he's earning that money right now. So, in terms of, like, value to this club, very good. In terms of value to another club, potentially, also very good. So, Masataka performing is the best thing that can happen to the Red Sox. Believe it or not. Like, it's better if he does well. No matter what path you end up going down.
Yeah, people seem to forget. Even the players you hate, the better they do, the more likely they are to not be on your baseball team.
Except for Jordan Hicks.
Yeah. God, I'm so fucking glad he's gone, dude.
Yeah. And doing bad, too. Who could have seen that?
Yeah, shocker. If Masataka Yoshida plays himself off of this team and we come to the trade deadline, would you want to trade him if he is playing this well up until August?
I mean, I feel like maybe they just keep going with it. They've seemed fine with just having this problem for about 2 years now.
Yeah, let it ride.
Yeah, let it ride.
Let it ride. All on black.
Yep. So, problem for another day. But it is good to see him rebounding. I think WBC helped him too. Just, getting back into the swing of things.
Love it.
Can we add just like a generic laugh track to this? Yeah.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me see. Let me go into our thing here. We have Tim Healy's well put
by you, man. You nailed it.
Oh, we should have also done the.
Hey, don't say these things to me. I'm Jaron Duran.
Yeah,
the don't say mean things
about me. I'm Jaron Duran. Yeah, sorry. We forgot to do that before when talking about Jaron Duran.
Yeah, we should start doing that every time we talk about Jaron Duran.
Yeah.
Unless we forget, which, you know what? That's okay too.
Yeah, that's
We're
also
just
fine,
human.
yeah.
But I am ecstatic to see Masa look this good. I get that the whole point is that he looks this good and he gets traded to a team in need of a DH fringe outfielder like himself, but right now, Masa is the only thing kind of keeping this team on the board game by game.
Yeah.
And I still love, again, shout out to Tim Healy, his tweet a few weeks ago, pinch hit Masataka Yoshida, took a 4-pitch walk, and then they had someone pinch run for him. Elite work day.
Yeah.
But that's what you love Yoshida for, is his eye. He's playing well. He's hitting well. He still grounds out to second base a lot, but he's not striking out a lot. I would be real sad to see him go.
Yeah, no, me too. So we'll see what ends up happening there, but hope he just keeps going like this. And I actually have a lot of confidence that he will.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many home runs does he hit before he gets traded?
I don't even know about the homers. And you know what? He doesn't need to be the homer guy. I want him to just be that on-base guy, which he is right now. Mm-hmm. And, I'm going to say this too. I don't love Roman as the leadoff guy in terms of his development, at least. I think he's very suitable for there with his eye on base and everything and, working walks and not striking out a lot. But I kind of want Roman batting second or third on this team so that way he can kind of focus more on driving the ball. And he can focus on, maybe hitting a few extra home runs and getting, more runners in as opposed to being a table setter. So, story for another day, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's not a full season thing.
Speaking of story, you love that story meme.
Yeah, I wish I got to use it more.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I agree. I think
I'm going to use it when he works his first walk of the year.
So never.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I feel like Sadon hasn't walked once this year, has he? Hold on.
I don't know.
Actually,
yeah,
I have the
I was gonna
stats
say, it looks like
in
you have
front
it
of me.
Yeah.
No walks for Sadon this year. 0.
Okay. Yep.
But of the entire team, guess which two players have the highest on-base percentage without looking?
One's got to be Masa.
One is definitely Masa.
And Willier.
No.
Really?
Really. Masataka
I
Yoshida's
know where
on base is tied with Connor Wong's on base, who has 5 on base in 10 plate appearances.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And how many extra base hits? 2?
2, which was more than last year.
Man, stock price can only go up from 0. Yes, Connor Wong.
Not necessarily true, but
yeah. Shut up. This is all for my narrative. But Connor Wong has an on base of 500. I'm glad he is. I don't know what happened with Narvaez the other day.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth speculating on, but he's back and he's doing well, especially defensively.
That's what you want, right?
Yeah. Well, and you know what? Would rather same thing with Connor Wong. Would rather have him do good, and I would rather have every single guy on this team do good versus doing bad. And that's my hot Red Sox podcast take, which apparently is a hot take in Red Sox podcast land. Oh, yeah, we get provocative. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we get real spooky with it. Yeah. To answer your question, yes, the guys behind them, Will Uribreu is a 415 on base, at least as of right now. And Wilson Contreras, who is our next topic for sure, has a 409 on base. Probably.
That's actually better than I thought even, yeah.
Probably because all the times he's been hit by pitches.
Yeah.
24 times by the Brewers in the last 120 plate appearances for them.
Yeah, no, I kind of wish I was at the game last night and I got this very nice Roman bobblehead.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out Bullpen for being the only place to go for that you get bobbleheads.
Yep.
But anyways, man, I would not be surprised if, by the next podcast we're talking about that brawl that saved the season.
He did almost kill David Hamilton last night.
He did, and he should not have done that.
I agree. It's not Hamilton's fault. He just wanted to make a statement to, is it Pat Murphy?
Yeah, Pat Murphy, their manager.
Which he should, because I think Pat Murphy's kind of a fuck.
Yeah, so that was bad. I understand Brewers fans are upset, especially since they have a long history with Contreras being on the Cubs and then the Cardinals. So they've seen a lot of each other throughout the years. Yeah. And this is the last time they're going to see each other this year, unless if both teams make it to the World Series, which would be very funny. Yeah.
I would fucking...
right? Yeah,
yeah. I would go to that game, though.
Yeah, I would let you buy my ticket for that game.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I might. I don't know. What if I buy them right now?
That's true, yeah.
I joined a baseball league. We are the Brewers, the Providence Brewers. So I am a Brewer.
Go fuck yourself.
Man. Yeah, just call me David Hamilton, the way I'll be playing second base.
No, man. He was playing short last night even. But yeah. Anyways.
Sorry, back to it. Yes, Wilson Contreras.
Bad look with that slide, not going to lie.
I agree.
And then, but they if you're the Brewers, how are you not aware that how many times you've hit this guy and, he's going to be pissed off about it. And his brother is right behind home plate too.
Right.
Yeah. So I would be surprised if we make it out by, 5 p.m. tomorrow, whenever that game ends. And there has not been some type of, not only just like benches clearing bullshit, but some actual like fist fighting.
Yeah. No, it's going to be black eyes.
I want it.
I do too. There's nothing I love more than benches clearing.
We need to get the boys going.
We do. I think a fight would get this team's adrenaline going. Yeah. Get you psyched for a few games. Contreras might be suspended though if he starts a fight.
You know what? Whatever.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't start a fight like Tim Anderson and then get immediately knocked out with a hook.
You gotta win. You gotta win.
If you start a fight, you gotta win a fight. Contreras did send a threat out to the team like, "Hey, don't hit me with a pitch."
I'm sure that the umpires are going to meet with both managers, and the league is already on top of it. So
I'm just saying,
we'll see.
If they hit Wilson Contreras with a pitch tonight, it might be the end of an entire civilization.
You were holding on for that.
Yeah, no, I think that joke is really funny unless it turns out to not be funny. I guess we'll find out.
Unless by the time you're listening tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Sorry,
Anyways, game's about to start. Sam.
Yeah, I was grieving my joke. We might take a bit of an early night to make sure that we see the game. Want to make sure that we covered our offense lacking power. Absolutely did that. Connor Wong, ? Was good. Yep, Narvaez disciplined. All good things. All good things. What was I going to say? It was probably really smart. I kind of only tend to say smart things, but we're about to play the Brewers. We have Crochet going for us tonight. Who are we playing against?
Jacob Mizorowski.
Mizorowski, yes. Great.
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
God, I hope we fucking win. I think the Brewers are an excellent team, and I think we have to take one from them. Show us some life.
If we don't win one of them, then I might just say thank you and be done with the Red Sox forever.
I don't know how many times I've said that and I'm still here, but I know exactly what I was going to ask you before we take our early out. Your first trip to Fenway this season.
Yep.
How was it?
I mean, hey, it's still Fenway. You get those jitters when you walk in.
Yeah.
Got the bobblehead like I was mentioning. Was with the lady and her family. So it's nice to
First
show
game
them.
as fiancés.
First game as fiancés. Yep. And, it was a good game until the 8th. There was some other stuff.
Yeah, there was some other stuff. But we did tie it up for a second.
We did tie it up for a second. Yay. There were some very annoying kids behind us that I wanted to punch each and every one of them. Yep. And their dads were doing nothing about it. And I wasn't able to get one of those coolers. We just missed out on them.
Bummer.
Yeah, well, I'll try to get them next time. But, I hope this team does better because the better they play, the more tickets I want to buy. I hope John Henry realizes this.
Yeah.
I was not joining the sell the team chants last night, but, I currently have 0 other Red Sox tickets purchased right now. And, if they start doing good, I'm going to want to buy more.
Brave.
Yeah,
what a brave thing to say.
And if they do bad, I want to buy less.
So where were you sitting? What did you eat? What did you drink?
Yeah, it was. We're in right field roof box, 95. So
okay,
kind of near the pesky pole, a little bit in front of it.
Sure. You weren't at the Angie Orchard.
No, I did not go up there. We actually had pretty good seats. So,
yeah, all truly terrorists stand up.
We went to Cask beforehand and got a burger there. So I only had one beer inside the game, but that was about it.
Yeah, you didn't have a hot dog?
No, I didn't have a hot dog. Yeah,
oh man,
not this time.
We're gonna have to break that soon. Well, you would have to buy a ticket to a game.
I had like a whole dinner beforehand, so I wasn't hungry.
Yeah, and
I wasn't trying to spend a lot this time around. Yeah.
It seems like you're more likely to buy a hot dog if you go to a game if the Red Sox start winning games.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I think that's pretty brave. Take it from a guy who works in finance. People like good products.
Oh man, what a concept.
They also like bad and dopamine releasing products, but that's none of my fucking business.
Oh man, like beer.
So tonight's game is early recess. We have a game getting ready to start against the Brewers, so we're going to take ourselves out about 13 minutes early. Speak now or forever hold your pee.
I'm going to hold my pee forever.
Okay, that's not only gross, but I love you.
Okay,
no, I love you. Okay, love you.
Bye. Yeah, we better fucking win tonight.